The S&P 500 set to post two consecutive 20% gains for the year, up about 24% year to date. Could this trend continue next year? I think the market should do well next year, especially by tech stocks and small cap stocks. However, I don't expect another 20% gain. I expect something closer to a single digit gain, maybe 8, 9, 10%. There's a lot of headwinds coming into. One of the headwinds for next year is upcoming tariff plans with Trump's victory. Trump has been a big proponent of using tariffs for policy outcomes for the United States, and that could be inflationary to the consumer. So the bond market is starting to price in higher bond yields because of inflation expectations from these higher tariffs. So that combined with less amount of Fed rate cuts is really making, I think, the market a little bit jitterish right now, and that's why I'm not sure the markets could go up as much as they did the last 2 years until they have more clarity. But the biggest risk in the markets of them all, in my opinion, is an unknown shock event known as a black swan event. This could be from anything we don't expect, and it's like an unknown unknown, something that's not even on our radar at all. I think that's the biggest kind of vulnerability we have in the market because everything seems so great. We have obviously the productivity gains with AI, which I think are strong, and we have upcoming deregulation and tax cuts, which are great. But if everyone's thinking things are so great, the biggest risk could be an unknown event. With investor psychology, if everyone's so optimistic, that could be a little bit of a warning sign, and that's ultimately why I don't think the S&P 500 could be up. Why I don't think it will be up another 20 plus percent. Why I think it'll be up maybe about 10%, but I think there'll be a lot of volatility along the way, perhaps one or two 10% declines. Obviously, we have to see, but this is something to keep in mind, being aware of the possibility of an unknown shock event. It could be anything geopolitical, it could be anything related to tariff negotiations, or it could be something that we don't even expect at all that's not even in our radar. So that's something that we have to look out for next year. But overall, besides that, I'm still pretty optimistic because I think the tailwinds of AI remind me of that we're in like a 1990s moment and like a roaring 20s moment. The reason why I think it's like like a 1990s moment is because the last two times we saw 20 plus percent gains in the S&P 500 were back in the 1990s. In the 1990s, we had the internet boom, and now we have the productivity gains with AI facilitating many technologies that we're about to face.